and welcome to Innovators with Jane King. Electric vehicles have revolutionized the auto industry as governments and also consumers are demanding more environmentally friendly transportation. Now, the electric vehicle industry is growing at a rapid pace, and according to Brand Essence market research, the industry is expected to be worth $776 billion by 2025. Now, with me is Alf Poor. He is the CEO of Nasdaq listed Ideanomics to explain what the company is doing in this fast-growing industry. So it's great to have you, Alf, with us today.
Great, thank you very much. My pleasure to be with you.
Thanks. So Ideanomics has many divisions. It's involved in several aspects of the electric vehicle industry. There's sales and financing, insurance, batteries, charging stations. So give me an overall view of the company, and then let's talk a little bit about the industry itself.
Yeah, so it's a very exciting industry. Automotive is changing. The electric vehicle aspect of it gives us a lot of opportunity, not just for companies such as Ideanomics, but for general companies in the automotive space. We're interested in really two parts of the industry: commercial fleet operators, and also something very interesting that's happening that not a lot of people understand with EV, which is that there is going to be a change in demand for energy. As more and more EVs become mainstream, energy demand will change from diesel and gasoline into electrical energy demand, and we want to be taking a part of that as well.
Interesting. So not just the vehicles, but also as we shift to new forms of energy, you're going to be a part of that as well.
Yes, absolutely. We think that's actually the bigger opportunity.
Okay. Explain how that happens. Explain how you're in that industry.
Yeah, so we're involved in the full value chain. Our core objective is to acquire fleet customers at this time. We do that through offering them vehicle procurement facilities through the major manufacturers, and also the lease financing so that they can purchase the vehicles. Once we acquire those customers, it's our plan to sell them electricity in two ways. One, prepaid electricity, which is important to large commercial fleet operators, and two, through revenue sharing in charging station networks.
Okay, now I also read that there was an EV hub, the business of PetroChina, a 51% ownership of Trialtric. So tell me more about all those initiatives as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we identified that was missing, we're a New York-based company, but we do have significant operations in China, which is really other than Tesla, China is the market leader in EV. And so we found as we spoke to our commercial fleet customers, what they were really missing was a focal point. So we went out and spoke to a number of major strategic cities within China to find where we could put like an EV expo or an EV hub. And this is really interesting. We've acquired a 1 million square foot space. Within that, we plan to put our own teams, administrative staff, sales staff, marketing staff, but also we'll have our manufacturing partners. So the very rest of the commercial fleet operators will be there on site. So fleet operators will be able to come to us, be able to see a full range of vehicles to meet their needs, and get everything through to the type of services you see at DMV in the US, license, registration, insurance, etc., all under one roof.
So will this be the first end-to-end electric vehicle solution in China?
Yes, we believe so. In terms of the full value chain, right from procurement through to insurance services and EV charging, we believe it will be.
Okay, so I like to ask people, take me through the process. So say I'm a fleet operator and I own 100 delivery trucks and I need to change to electric. So what do I do? What's the first thing I do?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons that companies like Ideanomics exist. There are some traditional auto manufacturers in the commercial space participating in EV, but most of the companies are new entrants to market. So the companies are not familiar with the types of trucks, the types of capabilities that they're buying. Okay, so what we do is we have a program called S2F2C, sales to financing to charging, which really helps the fleet operator navigate right the way through the process. We help him get the best vehicle with the best model specifications for the best price from the manufacturers. We help him finance it, and then we help him get access to the electricity, either prepaid or through charging station networks, so he can keep his vehicles on the road.
How is China in terms of electric vehicle support on the part of their government?
Yeah, so China's a very specific use case. It's put regulations in place, so that particularly with commercial fleets, which is why we specialize in those, they've got certain timelines. So for instance, any city buses or tour buses, need to be completely electric or hydrogen by the end of 2022. So that's a really short timeline. So that's what makes China very interesting to us. If anything's regulation driven, it's much easier for a business to predict how it can perform versus if it's an opt-in program, similar to the rebates have been in the US and Europe.
That's interesting. You mentioned that you're more focused on commercial vehicles, but it seems like consumer electric vehicles, Tesla and so forth, are getting a lot more attention. So am I understanding that right? You're more focused on commercial, and why do you find that segment of the industry more intriguing?
Yeah, so if you think about any vehicle today, you walk down the street, you don't know why but you recognize a vehicle if it's a VW, if it's a Cadillac, if it's a Tesla, if it's a BMW, etc., because of the amount of mass advertising that goes out for passenger cars. You see a truck go past you, you see a van, you see a bus, you don't pay attention to the brand, and you may not even have heard of the brand. So that's where commercial differs really from passenger vehicles. The reason we think the commercial vehicles is interesting is because it gives us the ability to service a larger block of purchases at one time.
Wow. Now, on March 27th, Ideanomics Mobile Energy Group Division announced the formation of business entities to capitalize on $3.4 trillion of new infrastructure investments in China. So can you explain how those investments will benefit Ideanomics, how you play a part of those investments in the future?
Yeah, so this is where China differs a lot from the US. When China puts an economic stimulus package out, it can be very strategic. When an economic stimulus package comes out in the US or in Europe, there's always going to be a political angle to it. Well, China obviously doesn't have elections. It's not in an election year. So it can make some very strategic bets instead of more political ones that we're likely to see here.
Okay, very interesting. And please come back and update us as things move on, as you go over the next few years and start to grow more globally.
I would love to.
Thank you. And that was the CEO of Ideanomics.